The best feed you could possibly get wasn't the expensive stuff that you bought out of the feed store with all the minerals and molasses and stuff in it, but was the fresh-cut alfalfa. And the way to get it, if you didn't have any money, was to go buy the lush alfalfa fields that the rich ranchers had and go down the highway and see where the alfalfa spilled over into the right-of-way. Get your sickle out and go out and cut it. So every other day, Ben and I would go out and cut fresh alfalfa. Took Ben to this parade down in Colorado Springs where they got all these runners and burros to help promote the burro race circuit. Ben did better than I did handling some of these jackasses. So anyway, there's this guy out there, Jim Walton, who trained racehorses for Jack Warner back on the West Coast. He has this great theory and passion about preparing this stallion of his. The idea is that if a stallion with thoroughbred blood in him is raised at high altitude, that he's going to have greater endurance. Anyway, Jim and I have this arrangement where he's going to help me figure out a diet and training methods and race strategy in return for my helping him break his stallion.
That race yesterday absolutely was a beauty. There's one real big correction you've got to make. You see, you lost those 10 lengths yesterday.
Yeah?
Simply because you were on the east, he was on the south, and you were staying there. You should have dropped right in behind him. Dropped right in behind him all the way. And that kept you in a straight line. Closest point, the one point to another, is to draw that straight line and come right down through it. Now, when he ducked out because he saw a puddle of water. Is that what he ducked out?
I don't think any animal hates water more than a burro.
The thing that you've got to do is make him attack what he is afraid of.
Come on, guy. Come on, guy. Taking you away a little, okay.
All right, I got it. Training, practicing. Take your weak points. Don't work on your sufficiencies. Work on your deficiencies.
I used the cart to help Hajduk develop pulling strength and to learn to run in a straight line. Burro has a lot to teach people that want to work with horses. A man who's unable to train a burro is going to suffer some shortcomings with horses. They're more alert and seem to have keener senses. They're wary and are quicker to assume that objects and situations, particularly strange ones, may harm them. A man is one of those objects and situations. It takes me more time to train a burro because it takes longer to gain his confidence, longer to convince him that you're not going to hurt him. You can't get sloppy with a burro. You can get away with it with a cold-blooded horse. You can get a little sloppy and still turn out a fair horse with a little luck, but not so with a burro.
God created liberty. And liberty is the whole thing that you're trying to get back to when you're racing any type of animal. when you saddle a burro and you put a heavy pack on him, you tighten that cinch up, that's a great form of impediment. The more you tighten, the less expansion that he has of his lung capacity. All kinds of God's creations are all forms of impediments, and we build them. God never created any impediments. He created nothing but liberty and freedom. And he has no obstacles and no temptations that you're put in front of that you have to overcome as an obstacle. God doesn't know anything about obstacles.
Hey. What do you say? Good morning. Get the morning. Hey, Duke. Am I going to chase you all over this yard this morning? Okay, you got something to do. Oh. You good for 12 miles this morning? Are you good for 7? You don't look like any world champion, Pat Burr. Come on. Look, we'll have some when we come back. You can have the oats when you come back. Hey, Duke. Come on. Oh. Just there.
In the old days, even before burro racing, the store owners would grub stake the miner to his claim. He'd supply the salt and the flour and the coffee and the burro and the pack saddle sometimes, and the miner would go out and put in the labor and the time, and the shopkeeper would benefit from his investment if and when it came in. Nowadays, I have a guy that stakes me to my shoes. Someone grub stakes my pack saddle. Someone grub stakes the feed. And someone grub stakes the entry fee and the gasoline getting to and from the races.